Well, hey, Paula, we're a little late in the day today for our Plant Power half hour. Sometimes life gets ahead of us and we have to make space where we can. So we're here, we finally made it, and we're talking about the book. Still, we're talking about the book. It all began in a garden, and we have four new plants to talk with y'all about today. And this book is really, it's a practical guide to God's gift of essential oils. And Paula and I both wanted to integrate more of this into what we're doing with our wellness businesses. So we're talking about herbs, essential oils, we're talking about foods, nutrition, supplementation, all of those different things. Plant power, that's what we're talking about. So where should we start today?
Oh, let's dive into spearmint first. I
Yeah.
love this one. Of all the mints, this is my top mint flavor. Do you have a favorite mint?
Yeah, favorite mint. It's funny because there's things that are in the mint family, like lemon balm is in the mint family, and I would have to say I love lemon balm. It's a nervine. It calms your nerves down. I've used it with so many people who have anxiety or that rat race mind, where you can't calm down, you can't rest and sleep. And so you can do it cold. It's my faux lemonade. You can do it warm and it's like nurturing, and I put a little bit of raw honey in it. So it falls that was probably my favorite, but of the like the peppermint, spearmint, winter green, all of those kinds of mint, spearmint is so delicate. And so I would have to say it's my favorite of all of those. Peppermint, I'm not a huge like peppermint candies, candy canes. Peppermint to me is when I have aches and pains in my muscles, I use it there, but I don't really want to eat it. But spearmint is so beautiful, like a little drop of that in a warm cup of water for a spearmint tea to aid your digestion, or just it is very soothing and peaceful. So a little spearmint with a little lemon balm. Now we're talking, girl.
Yeah, I would kind of rate spearmint as the mildest, peppermint next, and then wintergreen as even more intense. So
Yeah.
I love spearmint because it is that softer, but it's also minty. So it also gives you that invigorating, refreshing scent to it. All of
Yeah.
these minty ones are super energizing to me. So
Yeah.
I love them for my little pick-me-ups in here. Um, and I love the recipes that she is including in this book. In the spearmint section, she actually included a recipe for, she calls it Mind and Mood Eucalyptus Spearmint Sugar Scrub. So sugar
Yeah.
scrub's gonna be so fun because you can make them of any scent you like just by adding different essential oils. But what she has in here is spearmint and eucalyptus. And that reminded me, I used to make my favorite, I called it my spa shower spray. And it was just a room spray made of spearmint and eucalyptus. And I would just have it in a spray bottle. I'd turn on the shower as the water is warming up. I would spray a few sprays over the top of the shower before I get in. And it just kind of makes your bathroom this beautiful environment, this beautiful spa-like experience. I forgot about it because I brought the bottle downstairs when it got empty and I don't know where I tucked it, but I need to make a new one. Like this is invigorating me to get back into that.
Reminds me of
Simple.
those little bath bombs that Young Living has, where you just like they're already pre-made and they're so easy to make. But lazy herbalist, buy them and you just put them in there and the water hits it and it releases all those oils. Oh
Mm,
man, those are great. And I think they have a eucalyptus. I know that, but they may even have a spearmint one in that. That's
yeah.
kind of invigorating or uplifting. I haven't looked to see. I always use the eucalyptus because I think of spa when I think of eucalyptus. That's the scent that I don't know, it's relaxing and soothing, clean, fresh spa scent to it. So adding that peppermint or the spearmint to it is a nice addition to
Yeah.
kind of soften it even more. Yeah.
Yeah. Buying the shower steamers and just setting it on the shelf in your shower is so easy.
Yeah.
DIY makes it really cheap, but it takes your time to do it too. So it's that balance of what do you like, DIY or buy? Depends on the
Yeah.
day, right?
I need to DIY, Paula. I have so many boxes of herbs and different things, and I was looking. I have 6 little containers of citric acid, which is one of the ingredients that you use to make those. I was like, doing all this stuff because I'm moving and I have to get everything out of here. I need to find somebody locally who will take some of this stuff off my hands. I have crates of bottles and containers from classes when we used to teach them, and I'm not going to haul those with me. We'll get new ones wherever we end up. But yeah, I have plenty of, I could make a year's supply or more of bath bombs with the ingredients I have on hand right now.
Yeah, shower steamers, bath bombs, toilet cleaning bombs,
Yeah.
dishwasher pods. You could do all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff with those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like spearmint because it isn't real strong, but it's
Mhm.
very soothing. I love it just rubbed on my tummy if I'm a little bit uncomfortable. That's a nice, gentle one for me. That one I don't have the need to dilute as much. However, peppermint and wintergreen are definitely hot oils that I do definitely need to dilute if I'm going to put them on topically. The other way I like to use spearmint is just a little drop under my tongue. Have you done oils sublingual as
Oh,
well?
well, not spearmint. I have, yes, used I use frankincense a lot under my tongue. And then one other one that we're talking about today, copaiba. So we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I like that what you're talking about for digestive aid. Spearmint's much milder for kids, putting that on their belly or just even having them smell that, cupping it and creating that scent tent in their hands to smell it. It's so much easier than peppermint. That kind of shocks the system a little bit if you're not used to it. So.
Yeah, yeah. Just putting a drop under my tongue, holding it there for 30 seconds, and then like swishing it around and then swallowing it just helps it get in my body, but it also freshens my breath too.
There
So
you
it's a
go.
win-win in both situations. Winter,
Cooling. It's cooling too for, your skin. I do use peppermint when I was going through the height of the hot flashes, I'll say. I used peppermint on the back of my neck and, temples and would smell that if you're out and living in Florida. It's like, oh boy, the heat can overtake you really easy. And then using that even in a mister, like a body mister with that peppermint, just shake it up and spritz it on. That's the place for peppermint more so than spearmint, I think. Spearmint does have those same cooling properties but nothing like the peppermint does. So they're all interchangeable. It depends on what it is that you're using it for, but you still get that fragrant, vibrant mint scent.
yeah, yeah. Wintergreen is even more intense. Some people have told me when they smell wintergreen that it reminds them of root beer. I didn't
I don't
realize
think
that until I smelt it again. I'm like, oh yeah, it kind of does give it that little bit of a scent to it. But either way, it's still in the minty family. It is a stronger mint. Um, and just perfect for when you have those, especially for athletes and runners and people that really need some support when they're recovering,
Mhm.
muscle recovery time. It's very soothing to make it into a salve or a lotion just to massage the muscles with that and help release some of that tension in there.
One of the oils that's used in the raindrop technique. It is yeah, again for that muscle, soothing that muscle ache and pain.
Mm-hmm. It's highly concentrated, so a tiny, tiny bit is all you need. And as I mentioned earlier, the mints are very invigorating to me. So if I'm diffusing wintergreen, that's going to be kind of a perk me up, pick me up kind of scent, not something I would diffuse at bedtime or overnight. That would, I feel like it activates my brain and keeps me sharp and clear versus bedtime. I just want to relax and drift away. That would be too stimulating for me personally, but other people can do mints at bedtime, no problem.
It's another one that can be rubbed on the stomach too, but again, dilute on that. My mom had used it once and she did get a rash from it and we highly diluted it, but she's somebody who's had a lot of chemical exposure and then chemotherapy exposure. And so when we're using essential oils, it really can stimulate the movement of the blood and stimulate toxins that are within our system. So a rash could occur with something like that, with an oil that's potent. So I tend to stay away in I call them the baby oils, you know, the lavenders and the chamomile and the gentle baby and those types of oils with her, just because of her nature, her sensitivity to any kind of chemicals, even, you know, essential oils, which, you know, come from nature. They don't need to be diluted. They're not man-made, and most people do really well with them, but that doesn't mean that everybody does. So we always want to dilute first to make sure that we respond well to it. And wintergreen is one of those that you absolutely must, because it is quite potent.
Right, right. And it's a hard lesson to learn. You can't really wash it off. You need to
Mhm.
start light. If it does get too intense, you just keep adding carrier oil, like avocado oil, coconut oil, grapeseed oil, whatever your fatty carrier oil is, not more essential oil, to help slow it down. The body knows it's something amazing and it wants to draw it all in faster than our skin can handle it. So if we give our skin that soothing layer of that fatty oil, it helps slow it down so that it can gradually soak into our system that way too. Yeah. Um, she's got great recipes in here too. She's got her period roller in here. So soothing to put on the tummy for women at that time of month where, you know, maybe they're not having such a great day with some of those experiences. This can be soothing for that as well.
Like it with a castor oil, just like very little, 1 drop to, you know, a couple tablespoons of castor oil when you're applying it to your lower abdomen, and then you can add a water bottle with heat. Make sure that you cover that castor oil with a little plastic wrap. Whether it's a period oil or even for muscle strain, that castor oil helps to break up that inflammation and cause soothing to happen. And then the wintergreen, the next one that we're going to talk about, copaiba, can get in there and actually relax that tension, that muscle tension or strain, or that you know, uterine tension and strain when you're having cramping. So I love castor oil as a carrier oil with some of these kinds of strong oils.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, copaiba is the next one we're talking about, and there's always a lot of debate. How do you pronounce it? It's got a lot of extra vowels in it. I pronounce it copaiba. Some people pronounce it copaiba.
Yeah.
Either way, potato, potato, we're talking about the same plant. It's an essential oil that's extracted, it's steam distilled from the resin of the copaiba tree or bark. So it's a great earthy grounding oil, but I find it's like the enhancer. Whatever you put it with, it just kind of boosts up the support for whatever oil it's paired with. So anything you want to just make a little bit better, add a little copaiba and improves that as well.
Called the everything oil. When in doubt, use copaiba. And again, like you say, enhancer, I call it amplifier. So it intensifies those things that it is paired with. This is one that I do use under my tongue. It does it does help. It's from the same plant family as your CBD plant would come from. So it works on the nervous system in a calming, soothing way. Helps to bring the mind back into more of a relaxed state. So you're not having that racing, you know, those racing thoughts, where it allows you to focus and calm down. And for some people, that's what they need in order for them to go to sleep at night. So I like it as kind of a nighttime remedy for me when I'm getting ready to go to bed and leaving the cares of the day behind, or during the day when, oh my gosh, I have to get this done, and I have all these other things that I'm thinking about and I need to focus. I'll diffuse it, or again, put it in a cup of hot water with a little, I love raw honey and essential oils in a cup of hot water. For peppermint, copaiba, and a variety of different oils, I take them that way, and it's calming and soothing. So those are the ways that I've used that oil.
Another great way to ingest it is putting it in the empty veggie capsules.
Mhm.
So they're great. You can just put a few drops of whatever oil it is that you need in the capsule, add a little carrier oil to that too if you need, and then you can just swallow it just like a pill, and then it gets into your digestive tract to help support your body. But then you don't have to taste it. If it's a flavor or a taste that you're not really crazy about, or you don't want any of that sensation under your tongue, it's an easy way to get it in your body and to enjoy it.
You can add a carrier oil to the capsule if it's a hot oil. I mean, certain oils are fine by themselves, but if you need to add a little bit of carrier oil, you can certainly do that too.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of the essential oils from a lot of the supplements are from Young Living are infused with essential oil. So they're in a liquid cap or they're in a capsule that has been diluted or added to other products. And so you'll find that a number of the supplements, if not all of them from Young Living, are infused with essential oils. So that's a great way to get essential oils into your system, get the benefits of those, as well as your other vitamins and minerals.
Yeah. Young Living uses essential oils to help the absorbability of supplements into the body. There's only 2 of our supplements that do not include an essential oil in their ingredient list. All the rest do, because our scientists have found and proven that it's going to just help the body absorb those nutrients a little bit better when we find that combination. The other thing I love that Dawn does in this book is every oil that she talks about references what it pairs with in your diffuser. So copaiba, she recommends putting with geranium, ylang ylang, lime, lavender, or cedarwood. So those are combinations I hadn't thought of. I don't usually diffuse copaiba. This is one that I'm using topically, internally. So putting it in the diffuser, I'm going to have to experiment with some of her ideas here as well.
Cedarwood at night with that would be nice because cedarwood is also supportive of a restful night's sleep. So that's an interesting. And then I always like lime. Lime is just soothing to me, kind of like orange, lime. Some of those citruses are just, they chill you out. So adding that in, cedarwood, lime, and copaiba might be an interesting mix. Those were the ones that resonated with me. Ylang Lang, some of those super florally fragrant ones. No, I'm good. That's not how I want to use it. Copaiba, I want it to chill, like relax.
What about this recipe she has for the foot soak in here? She's got a cup of Epsom salt, 2 drops of copaiba, and 2 drops of wintergreen. Put that in a tub of warm water and just let your feet soak in there.
Sounds like a good remedy for after a day at Disney World.
A day on your feet, all your nursing friends, all your athletes, all your people that have been running around chasing kids through Disney everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Cypress, our last one, that's another one that is also on the list for the raindrop technique. And it increases circulation throughout the back. That's probably, gosh, I would say that if I had to pick a favorite oil from the raindrop technique, I think it would be cypress. I love cypress. I have also consumed cypress internally with ginger because both of them are super circulatory and they have kind of an affinity for those dimples on our body. You can use cypress topically over those areas that may have a little bit of dimply that you don't want showing in your swimsuit. I love the Cellumagic. I may even have it right. Yep, I think I do have it right on my nightstand. Is the Cellumat? Is it called Cellu? I can't even pronounce it. Cellumagic, something like that. But it helps with the skin texture on the legs or even that part on your arms, and that has that cypress oil in it to help soothe the skin. So it has a great affinity for skin and circulation. Those are my 2 favorites about this oil.
Yeah. Cypress is also a tree or a bush. So it also has that beautiful nature scent to it when you're smelling it from the bottle. This one I do diffuse. I love to diffuse any of those pine or evergreen or cypress type oils. And again, that blends well with, like we were talking about earlier, the lavender, the orange, lemon. And Dawn even recommends juniper or sandalwood with cypress. So that would be lovely too.
Earthy. Yeah, very earthy. Fall. I think that would be a great scent in the fall or even into Christmas. I love pine scent at Christmas time because everybody has their fake Christmas trees, and we don't get that fragrance. And so diffusing all of those big trees, those pine scented or juniper,
Mhm.
um, balsam fir, white fir is another one. And the interesting thing is all of those in that family, the ones that I just mentioned, are great for muscle circulation, for muscle tension, to relieve some of that. Whether it's topically or even just smelling them, it helps to calm the body systems down in that area, that muscle fatigue that we get sometimes.
Mhm. We talked about cypress in our series of the oils from scripture,
Yeah.
where it's referenced in the Bible how the doors of Noah's Ark were made from cypress, as well as the doors of the St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, and how they've been with um, thousands of years that they have existed and so strong. Um, so I think of these evergreens, the tree ones, is just like that standing strong, deep rooted like a tree. Like that's exactly how I want to feel, strong and calm and unwavering and just ready to take on whatever blows my way. I'm still going to be here taking care of
Be
business.
knocked, can't be knocked over in a storm. Love it. It's interesting that we picked so many that, the wintergreen and the cypress were from the raindrop technique. And then the all four of these can help with digestive issues, rubbing them on the stomach or abdomen areas. And how abdomen and bladder for cypress, abdomen and bladder, you can use it at night to help you sleep so that you're not getting up and going to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So it's interesting that they all kind of landed in that area. I didn't think about it when we were combining and putting them together, but that was one of the secrets that came out of the book because of that, as we were pulling together what plants we wanted to talk about together.
Yeah.
Happy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So much fun diving into these and so many things that maybe we learned before, like my spearmint and eucalyptus, but something like a great book brings it back to the front of my mind so that I can get them out, get them using them in a different way again, or learn new tips as I'm diving into some of these too. This has been very fun.
Yeah, if you pick one book, if you haven't bought a new book in a while, this would be a great one to start with because of the diversity in there. That gives you recipes, it tells you how to use them and recommendations and a little bit of history. Sometimes there's scripture in there. It covers the gamut of it. So many of the books that we have are they're kind of intense. This one, it has beautiful pictures, and I love. I don't know if she used recycled paper or recycled material. It's just a beautiful book the way that she put it together. So highly recommended if you guys are looking for a new book that's easy for a beginner herbalist. I mean, even somebody experienced might enjoy it, but it really does favor people who are trying to expand how they're going to use essential oils, or they're just getting started using their essential oils. Final thoughts on these, Paula?
I love them. I'm gonna get some of these new combos that she talked about into my diffuser there and see which ones I like best.
Yeah, it was inspiring. This week really did inspire me to fire up that diffuser. Next week, we'll have a whole new batch of oil. So come on back, and thanks for joining us every week talking on the Plant Power Half Hour. See you next time, everybody.